Salutations, my fellow dandies. It's me, Jack Dandy, and we are back in Final Fantasy XIV Online. I decided to log in this time instead of sitting at the menu, just in case there's been an upsurge of people registering for Final Fantasy XIV recently, and it's I've not noticed a problem getting in on the Europeans on Moogle. But, like, I've seen pictures of people with, like, hundreds of people in the queue. So I thought, play it safe, shouldn't I? Probably should. Okay, I just realised what I know what to do is I click go live, and then I click start recording. And I click start recording, and I suddenly realised I hadn't made any space on my hard drive. So, I'll just delete that, no one's going to wanna... No one's going to miss those two. There we go. Boom, and I can start. And look, I have reached 2 months subscribed, and I got my Cloud Strife costume from Advent Children, and I learnt how to use glamour plates as well. So just whenever the fancy takes me, I can just Cloud Strife up. I can also Endless Summer up as well. At any point, which is nice. So, as you'll see, I am now level 50. It didn't take me very long to get from I think we got to 48.5 at the end of last week. It really didn't take me very long to get the rest of the way to level 50, which means we can finally become a red mage, which means, first of all, going to Uldar. Now, I have made a mistake. A good mistake, though. I had a misunderstanding about how new classes worked. Salutations, Citratus. Good to see you. I hope you're well. And indeed, it's time for the Red Mage. I thought that all classes start at level 1. And so I had been saving... So I've been getting these weapon coffers, for example. And I've been getting, like, level 18, 20. And I thought, oh, well, that's fine. I'll save those until I become a Red Mage. And then I can... I should find out where I need to go. I can save those for when I hit those levels with the... It's not any of those. Do I have to go to the steps? I might have to go to the steps. I was saving that, and I was saving all my magic gear as well, because I thought, oh well, it's not red mage gear, but it's like it's all class gear, and it'll be better than whatever default gear I get for that level. And then I was looking it up because I was like, okay, let's just make sure where you have to go for it and everything. You just start at level 50 as a red mage, so it's a waste of time. Which I mean, that's good because it means we can kind of continue with the story quests. Which is nice. So there's not going to be any... I thought I'd have to maybe like take a week or two to do red mage quests, grind up back up to level 50 real quick, and then hit the ground running. Yeah. But yeah. So it's a good misunderstanding. As I said, it's not. It's because it saves us time rather than costs us time. Let's go to the Chamber of Rule. Yeah, so all the base classes start at 1. So, I mean, those weapon coffers will be useful for... Hello, my fellow Final Fantasy VII Advent Children fan. I see you've been subscribed for 2 months too. They'll be useful for if I ever decide to do one of the other base classes. Yeah, so Samurai... Yeah, Samurai and Red Mage were added at the same time, weren't they? They were both... Shadow, the update before the most recent one, I think, or was it the most recent update that Red Mage and Samurai were added? I remember seeing the trailer, and I remember thinking, ooh, if I ever play Final Fantasy XIV, that's what I want to play as, and here we are, taking the red. There it is. So I need to go. Where am I on this map? That's the... Hang on, why am I... I need to go to the Sapphire Exchange. Stormblood, yeah. I remember seeing the trailer at the time. I am quite actually... It's a weird thing. I am actually quite looking forward to rewatching the trailer that comes... for the Heavensward trailer. In fact, I'm looking forward to being able to rewatch each of the trailers as I finish each of the sort of main content and stuff for each like part. Like when I finish A Realm Reborn, I'm looking forward to watching Heavensward, and then Shadowbringers added Dancer and Gunbreaker. Okay, so they're not the most recent classes then. Either way, I remember seeing it, but it'd be nice to be able to watch those and have the context of what's actually happening in them. Because before I started playing Final Fantasy XIV, I thought the guy in the trailers was a character, and I thought, oh, okay, I guess he's like some guy who helps you out. And I didn't realize that was supposed to be the Warrior of Light and is like your player character, just the default kind of trailer version of him. Here we go. We have to help this... the Soul of the Red Mage, the Mithrite Rapier, and the Red Attire Coffer. A distraught lass seeks a saviour for her sister. Oh, are you an adventurer? Please, you have to rescue my sister. Some horrible people tried to kidnap us just outside the city gates. I managed to break free when a traveller stopped to help, and my sister never caught up to me. I will save her. You will? Oh, thank you so much. Please hurry through the gate there and just keep going straight ahead. You are sure to find them. The traveller was some sort of mage, I think, but it was 1 against 5. Surely he couldn't stand against so many. And, well, maybe if he was some, like, paper mage, like a black mage or a red... No, hang on. A white mage. But a red mage, surely. No problem at all. That's what the sword is for. I honestly don't know actually how... I know they're DPS, I don't know how good they are otherwise. Don't touch... Oh, you're not one of them! Aww. I'm only going to wear the Cloud Strife clothes until I get my Red Mage costume, by the way. I figured I got it, I might as well wear it for a little bit. Yeah! He's like, oh, I want to do that. Now it is upsetting, because the red mages do have cool hats, but I can't wear hats. And who might you be? You came to lend your aid. My apologies. Had I but known, I would have spared you a villain or two. After all, you seem to share my distaste for those who would prey upon defenseless children. Aye, birds of a feather are we. I am Hang on. Zruntia, a pilgrim of sorts. Might I know your name, friend? Might I know your friend name? Jack! Now why does that strike such a familiar chord? Excuse me, I just wanted to thank you for saving me. Right, bye now. My pleasure, child. You are unharmed, yes? Good. Let us escort this brave lass to her sister, then. Lead the way! Oh, we go. If I need more ruby dye, appreciate it. I don't know how long. I assume yes, I probably will need some. I don't know how long. Because the thing with the red mage stuff is it's all red, so I don't know how long I'll keep like the starting set for. I don't know how often I'll get gear after this. Especially red mage gear. I guess I know there's class quests quite like every couple of levels instead of every 5 now. So I guess I get new gear every few levels. You found her! Adventurer, thank you! We are very grateful for your kindness. They're sisters, so they got the same voice. I was so scared. What do those terrible people want with us? You needn't worry about them anymore, sister. The man in red defeated them all. You saw how he fought with spells and steel. He's one of those heroes Papa told us about. A crimson duelist, aren't you? Ah, I did not expect to hear that name this far south of Diozia. Well, you are a crimson duelist. I knew it. Oh, then you are a crimson duelist. I thought you were going to say, well, you are a duelist and you are dressed in red, so... If your papa is telling his daughters tales of red mages, then he must be from Alamigo, yes? Well, that would explain his choice of bedtime stories. Now, shall we see you lasses home? We'll be right from here. Thank you again. I was also here. Bye. And away they skip, safe and happy. Now, Jack, was it not? I believe we've earned ourselves a celebratory drink. You need not feel compelled, my friend. Should the mood strike you, however, you'll find me staying over at Blackbrush Station. I find the ale served at the Coffer and Coffin most agreeable. I don't drink, but I'll drink if it means becoming a red mage. If you dye your sets in the glamour plate, every time you apply the glamour, it will be dyed. That way you only need to dye it once. Wait, how does that work? Because I know that with the glamour plate, you slap it in. You use a glamour. I bought a load of glamour prisons because they were cheap. So you upload it to the you upload the piece of armor to the glamour plate, and then you dye it in the glamour plate. Or you apply the dye to the plate, and then every piece of equipment that you put in that slot is that color. Is that how that works? I don't know where I need to go now. I don't know Uldar very well. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's useful. So it's just a quick trip to the aft castle each time. So does dyeing the equipment in the plate use up the dye still? But you only have to dye each slot once, and then you just change it when you get it. So if I put a chest piece in, I dye it ruby red, and then I get another chest piece, I can just swap the chest pieces out and it'll have the ruby red dye on it. Uses dye. I'll figure it out. But that's cool. I think I still have a couple. I think I have a couple of bottles of the ones you sent me last time. So I'll see what set I get, and then I can go back to Limsa and figure it out. Ah, you came! As it so happens, the mother of those girls tracked me down and insisted I accept a reward. Once I mentioned you might be stopping by, she left a token of gratitude for you as well. Seems we assisted an affluent merchant family, a revelation which might explain the attempted kidnapping, hefty ransom and all that. I'm told the girls were immediately assigned a capable bodyguard, however, so we can drink in peace knowing they are well protected. Oh, I've remembered whence I know your name. I learned of you first from a young lass named Alice, who I met upon the road. She expressed an admiration for your growing exploits, even as she persuaded me to teach her the basics of red magery. She proved a quick study on the arcane side of things, but fencing was something of a challenge. By the end of our lessons, however, she had learned to combine spellcraft with swordplay, when to cast from afar and when to lunge forward with a well-timed thrust. Urgh. Just imagine him doing the... Yeah. And what of you, my friend? Have you any interest in the art? I suspect you would make an exceptional red mage. But you judging by my hair. I am deadly serious. A man who would rush to the age of a stranger's child without fear or hesitation is a man I would trust with the power of red magic. But even beyond that, I sense in you a kindred spirit. Be warned, however, that my style of teaching is a practical one. I will expect you to join me on my journey and assist me in aiding others. Accept those terms, and I will bestow upon you the accoutrements of a red mage. Are you familiar with soul crystals? This particular stone is attuned to past wielders of red magics, and will fill your mind with a firm foundation of technique. You need only reach forth your hand. So if I do the red cloud outfit, if I do the cloud outfit red in the glamour plate, every time you set the glamour on an equipment, it will switch to red cloud outfit. Okay, yeah, the different plates I figured out, because I set the Endless Summer plate to a different one as well. So I've got my... Oh, I need to do it in town, I guess. So I figured out how to do the other plates. You can also set the same outfit. Also, I didn't realise the cloud set was dyeable. That's good to know. That's good information. Every time I say that. Well, the thing is, I don't want... Because I quite like seeing my character change equipment. So I don't want it to change to the same thing every time. I'll play it by ear. Are you prepared to walk the path of a red mage? One word and the soul crystal is yours. Yeah! You will not regret this decision, my friend. Gods above, for a moment there I thought you meant to refuse me. A host of red mages committed their memories to this gem, and now it is yours. Awkwardly standing the wrong distance away from each other. Absorb the knowledge it contains, then we will discuss the finer points of red magic. But first I should give you that reward. Yeah. Okay. Melee oriented classes such as Gladiator and Marauder can chain together their weapon skills to deal additional damage and inflict. Okay, so we've got new mechanics to learn. Additional enfeeblements to their targets is known as combo. Combo is not available to pugilists. Okay, if weapon skill can be chained with another, it will be indicated. And the weapon skill text under combat action. In the case of vorpal thrusts, if executed immediately after a true thrust, the potency will be increased. Okay, so I need to learn the order in which to do my attacks. Some weapon skills must be delivered from a specified direction to maximize their damage. Okay, so some of these are backstabs. When a weapon skill can be changed into a combo, its hotbar icon will be outlined with a flashing yellow border. Oh, okay, like when I do fishing and stuff. That's quite good. Oh, okay. Right. Well, let's slap in. I guess I need to equip that. Boom. You have changed to a new battle class. To lessen the burden of leveling multiple Disciple War and Magic classes, an experience bonus is known as the Armory bonus is added when slaying enemies and battling fates. This bonus grows larger the greater the discrepancy between your current level and the level of your highest class. Use this to your advantage when deciding when and how to raise secondary classes. Oh, okay. That does explain why my fishing rose so quick, other than the fact that it was... But yeah, I suppose that explains why like my fishing... Or does it only apply to battle classes? Might only apply to battle classes. So if I get a class of 50 to 80, it will then be easier for me to then get the other level 1 classes up to 80, is what that's saying. That makes sense. Well, that's a good quality of life feature. Where's my soul? What have I... Oh, hang on, let's sort. My inventory's full of crap from where I've been doing other things. Right. Let's open this one. And then... So... Do I not actually get the soul crystal? Because I've only... Oh, I've got it equipped. I'm an idiot. Of course he equipped it. He equipped it when I equipped the sword. I'm a fool. Ooh, yeah, this starting set is not... I'm not loving the starting set, but it's fine. Oh, that hasn't changed. Okay, good. Yeah, so there's no. I should get Red Mage to the 80 before I start thinking about leveling anything else up. It's not. It's basically it's not to my benefit to like try and level up multiple classes at the same time. That's cool. I like that. That's a good. I think that's a good. That's a good. Like I said, it's a good quality of life feature. So, for example, want to get rid of this hat because I want to equip it. I just want to have... Basically, I want sunglasses to always be on the top slot. I can't change my glamours now, but I could set a glamour plate that is just the head slot sunglasses, couldn't I? And then it would always be... Let's... Balance gauge. Okay. Balance gauge displays the current amount of black mana and white mana a red mage has accumulated. Of course, because red. You mix black and white together, you get red, obviously. Black mage is accumulated by casting spells commonly associated with black magic, such as fire and thunder, and white mana by casting spells associated with white magic, such as arrow. There are also some spells and actions that affect both. When both black and white mana react to a certain amount, weapon skills such as riposte become enchanted and will deal additional damage. If the gap between black and white mana accumulation grows too large, the crystal at the top of the gauge will change colour and it will become more difficult to accumulate the lesser of the two. Okay. How do I accumulate? Oh, by casting spells. Okay. So I need to cast a mix of spells so that I can get them both up to 100. And then keep it balanced. What does it actually do? I guess mana is used in other skills. Okay, let's move that first of all, because that's... I did it. Where's my balance? Right. Where's a good place to put that that's not in the way of it? Oh, actually, let's put it down here by my head. This is kind of out of the way. Although when I pay attention to it, if it's there. In fact, actually, tell you what, I've put I put myself in this position because I thought that I was trying to sort of keep myself out of the way of tooltips and stuff. But I think I'm going to be in the way regardless of where I put me. So if I stick it there. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. That seems like a reasonable place for it. Alright. That's like a chocobo headset. It's a plate with just the head. Okay, cool. I'll head back to Limsa and set one... and set one for the sunglasses, because, yeah, this hat is... I mean, the Red Mage hat's Some of them are quite cool. This ain't one of them. This is not one of them. Right. So this is my... Of course, and immediately I'm in the way again. Why put them down... Just put them all in the left... But why alternate? Just put them all in the left corner. Alright. Delivers an attack with a potency of 130. Attack action upgraded to enhanced repulse. If both black and... Oh, okay. So my moves level up if I keep my balance up. And I get them... Okay. So repulse. Jolt. I really wish you could just start this class at level 1 when you started the game. So that you could learn the class as you went. As opposed to then getting 50 levels worth of abilities and then just being like, what does this do? Does lightning damage to the potency. Okay, so that's... So that's both. That's black. Rushes target and delivers an attack with a potency of 130. Okay, so they're melee and melee. I feel like I should put my melee moves on, like, my R2 and my magic on my L2, so that I remember them. Wind damage, unexpected damage with potency of 120. Like, put my spells on the left and put my abilities on the right. And then weapon skills. Like, starting at higher levels with your skills already unlocked. Yeah, it's... Because, I mean, I could have paid, like, 20 quid to just get the Red Mage class when I first started, with everything unlocked. But it just kind of... I like to sort of get to know the ability. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff to learn. But it seems weird to have... It just seems even weird to have to... You can only get this at level 50. Why are these level 1 and level 35? Because you're never going to be level 1 or level 30. Well, I mean, I suppose... Actually, no, I suppose they need those for when you get level sync, don't they? Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. I mean, give the option, I suppose, to people who want to start level 50. But... Yeah. Yeah, level sync. I sort of realised it as I was saying it. I was like, why even bother? And I was like, oh yeah, because... You do need to sync down to level 16 and stuff sometimes. Indeed, I'm still not doing level 50 story missions, so... Alright. So wind damage. I think I am going to put my spells on the left. Oh, do I still have... Oh, I still have Addle. Is that... Because it said that I got some skills... Actions and traits. Oh, so these are just generic magic ones then. Okay. Dual cast. Ah. Upon casting any spell with a cast time, while under the effect of dual cast, your next spell will require no time to cast. So that's a trait. I just get that. And those are heals. Oh yeah, what's my healing spell? Do I have a self-heal? Verifier, displacement. Oh, so I don't have a self-healing spell. But I do still have the effect of increasing the potency of my healing spell. Okay, so I can only fire their fire after firing their thunder, but only if their thunder procs. Okay, there's a lot to learn about this class. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stick my spells on the left. Or at least reorder it, or put it into an order that makes sense to me. Actually, I don't have that many... Yeah, so like this one, for example, I'm going to put down instead of Jolt. And then Displacement, I'm going to put down instead of their Thunder. So I've got all my sword stuff down there. I do them as healing spells and a res. Are they for the... Oh, is that the... No. Are they later on? Oh, okay. It's a level 54. So I haven't got them yet, but you can get them. And then I got Veres. Resurrects a target to a weakened state. And I guess I can... Okay, let's not worry about let's not worry about the plus level 50 moves until I've learnt the level 50 moves that I've got. Okay, but good to know that I do get a healing spell eventually. Alright, so and then I've got these ones. So Enchanted Riposte. So these are... So these use up my mana. Oh no, they just upgrade automatically. Oh, so I don't need to slot these. These will just upgrade automatically when I... Action upgraded to Enchanted Riposte. But yeah, okay. I don't... So, yeah, okay. Yes, I don't need to slot a separate thing for those ones. Good. Let's leave because I'm gonna get another weapon skill at 52. Right, so let's put my magic spells. So Jolt is just my go-to. In fact, let's put that there. I'm going to have to get rid of my teleporting stuff. And I think I like to keep that on there just because it's convenient, but I've got so many spells. Their Thunder there. And so that can trigger their Fire. So I'll put their Fire next to it. And then Verero. Is there any point in me having the lower... I mean, other than obviously the lower MP cost, I suppose. But realistically, I've never run out of MP. So... Oh, well that one doesn't trigger Verstone. Okay, so these level 2 spells are stronger, but they don't trigger the Verstone attacks. Okay. Jesus, okay. I'm getting there. Duh. Alright, so then we'll put Verstone there. I do like having Shorecast on. I think when I eventually get to a point, I'll have to have a bar for physical skills and a bar for magic, and I'll just have to switch between the two of them. I think I can make do with one bar at the time for the time being, but oh yeah, the cast time. Oh, so the cast time is a lot quicker. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, so they're not actually stronger. Potency. In fact, they're weaker versions. Okay, they're weaker, but they're quicker to cast. Right. I never really used those ones so much when I was using. I mean, there's a fast cast, other half long cast. So usually you use short cast first, and then dual cast will allow you to instant cast the longer cast. Oh, so that's how that trait works. Okay. So that makes sense. Upon casting the spell, while under the effect of dual cast, your next spell requires no time to cast. Effect is cancelled upon execution of any action other than an ability or to attacks. Well, that's fine. So, right. So I would potentially go Vivero 2 into, well, not Jolt, because that's a short one, but Vivero 2 into Ver Thunder. Ver Thunder then procs Ver Fire, and then I use Ver Fire, which uses up my Ver Fire ready, and then I could then switch over to my left side, and I could use Ver Thunder 2 into Verero, which then might trick Verstone, and then I use Verstone, and then I just kind of switch back and forth between the two. That sound about right? And then on the right side, I think I'm just gonna have to use these abilities to see. I'm just gonna have to pay attention to the yellow boxes and see which ones combo into each other. I could look it up, but I've been staring at this a bit for a little while now. Zwerchow or Enchanted Zwerchow. So it goes Riposte, Zwerchow. Zwerchow? I don't know. It's the Mark of Zorro move, is what that is. And then I've also got Acceleration, which probably should be over this side, because it's a... Nope, I did that wrong. That one. I need to reclear. And then I can slap on Swift Cast. Or Short Cast. Spells can be cast without interruption, nullifies most knockback and draw-in effects. Oh, that's quite good. But let's stick on Adol, because I've run out of space. Okay. So I can try these out here, can't I? So invalid target. Alright, let's find something to test my sword out on. I don't think this giant tortoise is going to last very long against me, but let's see how this goes. So, Riposte. Into... Did I kill it? Into Zwerchow. Okay, I mean, these are level 5s, I suppose. Into that one. Okay, so what I... Go in. Oh, look at me go. Alright, so what I want is... I want a redoublement, really, on that. No, dang it. that one. And then I want... No, dang it, I keep... I'm so bad at this. Right, that one. There. I know I wanted to go, but I'm not looking at the... I'm not thinking about the actual prompt to make it go there. So bam, bam, bam. And then core per core. So that's just do a thing. What was the other move I had? Scatter. That was the one I... There. Okay. Let's practice damage with infinite HP. Yeah, those are... I have seen those. I did fight some of those. Right, let's go to Limsa. I need to reset my glamour plate anyway. Oh, there's one of your kind, Satratus. He's got a glowy sword. I was disappointed when I was sorting out my Cloud Strife costume. There was over by Hawker's Alley a huge muscly guy dressed as a Moogle with like a skin-tight Moogle costume and a Moogle hat and a Moogle mask on. And then there was and he was playing the big race today. I should remember. And then he was sat down, and then in the space in his lap was one of the... Why can I not remember any of the race names in this game? I've been playing it for 2 months now. I should remember this. Lalafell. The Lalafell. There was a Lalafell. It's like they clearly set them to be the tallest possible one and the smallest possible one, wearing the same Moogle clothes. Just sort of sat between his legs. I was like, oh, that's great. I'm gonna go sort out my glamour plate, and then I'll start with them in the background. But by the time I got back, they'd gone. So sad times. Sad times. I do also have my chicken blade, thinking about it, but I think I'm going to save that until I get the chicken costume, because then I can like unveil it all at once. Alright, so let's save that. Okay, so you can... What I thought... So if I... Hang on, I'm just trying to... If I use... Let's just use a random die. Because I've got some I don't use up my ruby red. Let's use up some of this sunset orange. So do that. And then I go, oh, I don't want this. I'm going to put that one on. Okay. Now, did that use the die up? Guess it probably did. Okay. What I was thinking it would be cool to do is if you could just basically, like, die that slot, but leave it empty, so that then every piece of equipment... When I had that glamour plate equipped, every piece of equipment... Boom, there we go. There's the red mage, styling red mage. It uses the die once I save the plate. Okay. So I can at least try. It's useful for sort of testing out what stuff looks like dyed. I'm not going to waste dye on this because I don't like the billiards too much. So as soon as I get a cooler costume, a cooler top, I'll happily swap it out. But Oh, I don't know because he had a mask on. I think it was a Rogadin. But yeah, it was the tallest class. I think that is the Rogadin, isn't it? And he'd obviously set himself to like the highest height, and then the other one was a Lalafell and set themselves to the smallest. And it was just like, all right, this is weird. They're both dressed up as Moogles. But yeah, what I thought would be cool is if you could set the blank slot to a red die, and then you applied the glamour plate, and it applies the red die to everything on the plate. But like, it doesn't work like that, which is fine. Let's head back to... because I had another class quest there. It was Blackbrush. I figure if I do the class quests, they'll give me the opportunity to test out my new abilities and stuff, so I'm just gonna... I'm going to rely on that for the time being. And then... If I still haven't got... If there's anything I haven't got my head around by the end of this stream, I will go back to... I'll practice between streams, rather than... Because, I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock, and we haven't... I'm sort of conscious of the fact that I've only done one quest... because I've been reading menus. So, I think I get the gist of it. I use my melee skills to build up my mana. I then use my spells to spend mana. Although, do all of my spells... Not all of my spells use mana, do they? No, so Jolt, for example, doesn't. Actually, is it just the enchanted ones that use... Oh no, so they all increase mana. And it's just the enchanted moves that spend it. Okay. So I use a mixture of magic and physical moves, depending on the situation. Such is the versatility of the Red Mage. Ah, I see from the glint in your eye that the Soul Crystal has surrendered its secrets. Welcome to the ranks of the Red Mages. The art we practice is born of a noble origin. Its balanced and controlled energies were once used to stem the tide of destruction and reclaim a future for the dispossessed. I speak of the age some 1500 years past when the clash of two sorcerous civilizations brought about the sixth umbral calamity. Ere the great floods rose, people fled from their homes and into the mountains of Garabania. Even mages of Mach and Ampador were to be found amongst the refugees. Oh, those places. These wizardly practitioners became targets of retribution for the part they played in upsetting the natural balance, and soon did they shed their robes of black and vestments of white. If people were to survive and rebuild following disaster, however, they would need the power of the arcane. Thus, were the principles of black and white magery reinvented, and upon their combined foundation, an entirely new discipline was built: red magic. But I've prattled on about the history of it for long enough. Far better than you who experience red magic firsthand. There remains the mystery of who sent kidnappers after those poor girls, and I have the feeling attempts to unearth the culprit will provide the battle practice you require. Before we plunge into the fray, however, there are questions I would ask. Come with me into Eastern Thanalan to the Church of Saint Adama Landama. I know that church. I've been there. I'm pretty sure that's the one by... hang on. That's the one by Count Drybones. Yep. Oh, I'm going to miss my carbuncle, though. That's the only downside to becoming a red mage. And only that. Ooh, speaking of, I do still have my other 2 Pokemon though. Get me Gishels. And I got my Ploddy boy. I hope they do that. So the minion set with the warrior, with the red mage, the black mage, the white mage, and the fighter from Final Fantasy 1 following around. I hope they do another one of those with the thief, the red mage, and the monk. No, what was the other class in Final Fantasy 1? There's the thief, the red mage, and maybe it was a monk. It's been a while since I played Final Fantasy 1. Just because, as a red mage, I want a little red mage following me around. Although I'm enjoying my little goober for the time being, but still. Jack, there you are. Now, I'd introduce you to Father Iliad, but I believe the 2 of you are already acquainted. That's him. Zarun has told me the tale of nefarious spellcasters and their attempts to kidnap 2 young girls. And you wish to ask if this thaumatological cabal is known to me, yes? There are several such cults which come to mind, but I must have more detail. You say each member shared some rather unusual traits. Aye, not one word spoken over the entire exchange, not one shift in expression when I urged them to yield. Each of them also appeared branded with some manner of tattoo, a sigil pulsing with arcane energy. Ah, an evil practice. Such cursed sigils are known to destroy the will of the bearer, resulting in a biddable puppet which acts in much the manner you have described. There is no salvation for such wretched creatures. Then we must first... no, I don't know why I did that word in. Then we must seek the fiends who pull their strings. Pray learn what you can of this cabal and its purpose, Father. Jack, we have another task to attend to. Might I suggest some light stretching before you step outside? You'll soon understand why. Are we having a fight? You have learned all Redman actions and traits up to level 50. Detailed descriptions. Yeah, I've done that. I'm all over the red mage stuff. Ish, kind of, in theory, a little bit. Duty calls. Did you notice we were being followed, Jack? The very cabal we are investigating seems to have taken an interest in us. I sense an ambush in the offing. Do they seek to silence us, perhaps? Well, let them try. This will be the perfect opportunity for you to test your newly acquired skills. But first, a brief lesson. A red mage's spells belong to 2 distinct schools, rooted as they are in the ancient disciplines of black and white magic. Intertwined, they form the solid core of red magic, and through the balanced casting of both disciplines can a red mage build this foundation higher and higher. When your strength has reached its peak, that is when you lunge forward and unleash the energies thrumming within your blade. And then you leap away, returning to the first step. It's a dance, my friend. He's got a tail. Is he a cat boy? Come out wherever you are. We have no intention of running or hiding from you. I wear a sword, as you can see, but I'm not partial to violence. Is there no chance we might attempt a parley in lieu of bloodletting? I guess not. How unsettling. Well, Jack, it seems you have your battle. Remember what I taught you. Alright, let's sword up. Okay. I don't lock onto the guy you're helping. Right, so. Okay, do that. No, that's not what I want. That one. Okay, and then that unlocks. Okay. I think I'm... The combo stuff, I'm all over. That seems easy. And virtual doublemont, and I got. Oh, that was okay. That was a. Oh, so that's to get distance. Okay, all right. I understand the use of that move now. So that's if I want to jump back and use some fireballs. So I'm still not clear on how the... Okay, so that... Alright, I did dual cast at the end there, but I'm not entirely sure how I did it. These puppets must have a leader lurking nearby. Let us take the battle to our ambushes, shall we? But before we resume the hunt, let us be sure of your technique. As a red mage, you are capable of casting 2 spells in rapid succession. This is useful. Using what is known as the dual cast effect. Intone a short spell, and you will find that a lengthy incantation can now be cast in an instant. Take advantage of this technique to bombard your foes with arcane destruction. Okay, well, I mean, that's my understanding of it, but... I don't know why it's called deep. No, I'm doing this wrong. So I do that, and then I can... A wayward blob of ether. There's no way to talk about your companion. I'm paralyzed, I guess? Hang on. At least I'm paralyzed in a cool pose. Look at me. This is how I want to die. No, lock onto that one, the one that is in range. Okay, no, I guess I couldn't take the 2 steps forward. So am I... Thanks, dude. I'm still not entirely sure how this dual cast works. Is that right? Oh, it's just I think it's because I'm getting paralyzed. I think. And that 50% proc isn't very high, is it? Or am I not? Huh, okay. I'm still not quite getting this. I'll figure it out eventually, or I won't, but... No, so it's not that way around. Do we win? Oh, there's a big dude. Okay, so now doing it afterwards doesn't count for anything. And then I use up my mana to then cast the big one. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm figuring it out. So I'm staring at. I'm not even looking at the fight. I'm staring at my bars because I'm like, okay, that's that. Man. No. Bam. Bam. Oh, I didn't even get to do my final bit. My enchanted. Oh. Okay. You weren't. Well, you're not. You weren't here. Okay. I think I figured out how the in my head the dual cast thing was like, whilst the other chest spell was charging, I had to use the other spell, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't firing. But I realised now, using one spell procs the dual cast, and then you deproc the dual cast as soon as you cast your next spell. So you just go. You just have to alternate. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I fully get it now. The two nations of Red Mage meant to mentioned. Mac and Ampedor date all the way back to the same time frame as Nim, the nation that fell during the war and became Tombreeze. Ah, yes, I remember the Tombreeze, the scholar quest. Meaning most likely one of the two nations is the enemy who cast the curse on the Nimians to turn them into Tombreeze. Oh, that's... So the Red Mages and the Scholars have some deep ancestral history, potentially. It's some interesting lore. Well done, Jack. You've exceeded my expectations. Which is a fortunate thing, for I did not anticipate the arrival of that fearsome hound. These mages were willing to forfeit their own lives to ensure that we lost ours. Do you see the brand on her left cheek? This is the cursed sigil which stole her will and left her vulnerable to the most heinous of commands. Our ambushers were young men and women, every one, all transformed into mindless pawns by some hidden master. And this master has shown no compunction against sacrificing pieces that outlive their usefulness. No, this cannot stand. Heed me, Jack. You have begun your education in red magic, but there is much more I would teach you. Come, let us return to the Leech Yard. Yes. Let's. That's not the way to go. That's quite cool. I did see I did see an article. Speaking of Final Fantasy XIV lore, I did see an article about the. Oh, I don't know an article. I think it was a tweet about the Final Fantasy XIV encyclopedia, or like Volume 2. It was like a reprint of like Volume 2 of the Final Fantasy XIV encyclopedia, and it sold out within like 2 minutes on Amazon once it went live. It's like, okay, there's people are really invested in this game. Fair play to them, as there's a lot going on. Know you the history of these graves? What happens is when people die, they bury a hole, put them in, and then they put the grave on top as a kind of marker. The church lich yard is the final resting place for many victims of the 7th Umbral Calamity. Red magic was conceived to stem such tides of destruction in an age when the abuse of sorcery flooded the world with death. Its distinction from earlier disciplines is key. Whilst practitioners of black and white magic draw upon ambient ether, a red mage weaves his spells using only the reserves of mana with which he was born. In the era in which red magic was created, to do otherwise was forbidden. To manifest more powerful effects, the first red mages adopted a method by which precise sword techniques would harness and amplify the energy of their spoken incantations. The mage's own physical form serving as an arcane accelerator, an ingenious way of preserving their self-imposed limitations. Understand, the blade we wield is not simply a weapon. It is the focus of all our efforts to lessen strife and suffering. Got it. Every generation of red mage is part of an unending battle. We are soldiers who fight for the enduring violence and subjugation, the bulwark against the unkind vagaries of fate. 20 years ago, I joined the revolutionaries in Alamigo and learned red magic alongside like-minded companions. We formed the Crimson Duelists, and together we rose up against the tyranny of the mad King Theodoric. We were crushed. Of all the duelists, only I survived to watch our homeland languish under the rule of imperial invaders. And after leaving Alamigo, I never ceased fighting for its liberation. And when I learned of the calamity, of the threat to all the lands of Eorzea, I allied myself with the valiant scholars of Sharlayan. Close enough. In the end, I was unable to protect my homeland or halt the approach of fiery disaster. But never once in all these years have I betrayed the oath the duelists swore to champion the weak with heart and steel. Such is the nature of the magic you will learn from this idealistic fool. If you would master this art, however, then my road shall become your road for the duration of your studies. I will remain here at the church for the time being and be a pest to the good Father Iliad until we uncover the origins of this cult. Your only chore shall be to reflect upon the lessons of the day and prepare for our next encounter. Yay! The quest complete for the red mages sounds like there's a cooking show in the UK called Is it Ready Steady Cook? Da, 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 da. It's called Ready Set Cook. Or there's a cooking show in the UK. It's an old show, and there's like when they transition between to sort of show the transition of time between cooking. It's like a cooking competition show. That's the tune they do. It's almost pretty much exactly that tune. All right, so I can't get the next. It doesn't give me gear, which is unfortunate. Because I don't know. I've only seen Red Mage gear sold in one place, and that's. I mean, I suppose I could, for the time being, since I've still got it, and since it is. I say I've still got it. Do I not? Can I not use it because it's not? Oh, I guess because I've put it in the glamour cupboard. I don't actually have it anymore. I see. I didn't realise it actually took the stuff out of your inventory. That's fine. Another trip back to Limsa. And then we'll carry on with the story. Because that's all I've got left to do. Constantly on the lookout for that big Moogle now. He's like a cryptid for me. I keep seeing there's a catfish. There's a dandy catfish I keep seeing in Limsa as well. He's wearing the butler costume from the store, or I guess he might have got it from the event with the catfish head. And I'm pretty sure I've seen him twice with different coloured. There we go. I'm sure I've seen it twice with different coloured butler gear on. So that's for the time being. Seeing as we have this, and it's I think we need to. Oh wait, can you not? Oh, you can't dye the standard gear. That's unfortunate. I don't like the two-tone of red on it. It's important to look good. It's important to look good when you've got the opportunity to look good. How do the cloud trousers look? Oh yeah, they look alright with the boots on. There we go. Proper dandy. Much dandier than we looked before anyway. Right, so where is the next story quest? We were in. We found the High Wind. Ah, so it's it's actually here. It's at the airship dock. But in Gridania, not here. That's right, we got the Enterprise back for Sid, who is slowly starting to recover his memories. And we can start rebuilding. No, we're not rebuilding the Scions yet. We are going to go and attack the other Primal. I don't remember his name. Her name. I keep thinking Gundam, but it's not called Gundam, obviously. Garuda. I just want to go to the airship landing. Can I go through the door here? No? Okay. Can I... My quest's over there. I need to go and speak to... How do I get to the... Yes. It's a lot of hassle just to get the other side of the gate. Just let me jump. Okay, Sid. Alphanold. I have respect. I know I look very similar, but instead of a book, I have a sword now. That's kind of the big change. And of course, for reasons that no longer make any sense, Sid has a Obi-Wan voice, except I can't do an Obi-Wan impersonation, so he sounds like Ringo Starr. It calms me to look after her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we could forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert in the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I correct? Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest. Apt to return proud trees to match. I'm so used to doing the Red Mage voice, I keep leaning into it. Apt to turn the proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. So that's the next part of this quest, fixing the airship. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it. There must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements? But of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspects of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Jack. We speak of the manifestations of over-aspected aether that can be found throughout Eorza. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been the cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected aether comprising Garuda's barrier into aether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertent who resides in Camp Drybone. Why is everything in Camp Drybone? It seems to be like the focal point of this entire part of the story. They just keep going back there. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marquis met him, I suppose. Without of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of these conversations that poor Marquis was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Jack, I need you to return to Thanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Okay. Let's go get us a corrupted crystal at Camp Drybone. Oosh. Ooh. Oh, I think I've seen that one before. Which building are they in? This one? Yeah. Why, yes, I am Professor Lambertent. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. I don't know, I won't go quite that far, but... Let's see what you got, I guess. So rare it is to find fellow intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed an amazing affinity towards the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wished to not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egads, man, at least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. I mean, I have hands. Is that not good enough? Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Lucky for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its delirious effects. I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako village, or to Hahasako. A student of mine, I don't know why I'm getting words from. It's been a very long day at work. To Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of aether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall explain you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Okay, so I need to go to Highbridge, which is on this map. Is there a closer... Nope. Okay. Augustus, we ride. As soon as I find the door, there we go. We ride. Oh, it's so nice riding Augustus in areas where I've unlocked the faster travel. It actually feels useful switching to him. I mean, I have been riding Augustus. I suppose I don't have to. So, because I'm using Augustus to level him up, but I use him as I could use him as a battle companion, then ride a different companion. I could set my mount to just give me a random mount each time I go on it, I suppose. Be exciting, wouldn't it? For like, you know, a second. Highbridge. Hi, Bridge. How you doing? How many times must it be made to explain myself? I'm not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. Pot. What have we here? A containment vessel. Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertent. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you said the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. I don't know why that didn't look like the word explanations. Very tired. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. These are all still crap for me, so I'm just going to say that. Oh, frabjous day, Kalu Kalei, that I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of the Professors Lambert and students, shall see you successfully quarry your parry. Quarry your quarry, even. Your timing is impeccable. In fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths amidst the flowing waters, and the murderous Mirror-Nights lies the most fantastic formation I found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate it's like a chisel. Use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. Okay. Where am I going? Use the maul to fracture the corrupted cluster. Is he giving me... Oh, it's a sledgehammer. Okay. Even less scientifically sophisticated. I ain't complaining, though. Basically, go and scientifically smash this evil crystal with a hammer, and then stick it in this pot. You know, for science. Is this the best way around doing this? No, I should be up there. Just thinking. I've run into the river, but there's a very good chance I need to be the other side of the river. And I was not wrong. I mentioned the other week that the Final Fantasy XIV Twitter was doing a competition. I don't know if they've announced the results of that yet. I'll have to check. But they were announcing a competition to win. You could either get Noble Barding. Well, Noble Barding was one of the prizes you could get for your Chocobo, and you just had to submit a photo of your benchmark test. So I downloaded the benchmark for Final Fantasy XIV on PC, created Dandy in it, and then ran it. Let's just say it's a good thing that I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV on PS5, because oh, do I need to? I do actually need to be down there. Make sure we find a drop. I'll land in the water. Wait, no. Wait, can I get drop down there, or do I have to? Oh, I see. There's a path down here that leads down there. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. Like, I think I got a good score, but like I was looking at some of the other people who were posting theirs, and they were getting like, no, I think I got a. Yeah, I think I got a. I might have gotten a high. It might have been a high, but I think you can get like exceptionally high, immensely high, incredibly high, and it's like, okay, well, I'm clearly not running a powerful enough rig. I mean, it looked all right when I was watching it. It's just the frame rate. I don't think it could keep up with the frame rate too much. Oh, well, normally I have to fight something. I feel like I should just fight these Mirror Knights just to. They look cool though. Look at these guys. I can't believe they're not aggressive. Oh, there we go. Right, well. Good. Present the Cryptic Crystal to Hahasaka. It's probably just as quick to run back. So disappointing. They put those Mirror Knights down here, and then not have one of them pop out and fight you. They look really cool. I mean, the monster designs in this game are great anyway. You do get some weird ones, but that's what Final Fantasy having weird monster designs is par for the course. Like the aforementioned Tombury. But yeah, it was nice doing the benchmark test because it was cool seeing some of the new areas that you get to go to in the new Endwalker, like Sharalayan. I probably have to learn how to pronounce it properly, but if we end up going there. Look at these little fluffers. I really want to at some point go and play World of Final Fantasy. I've played like the first 2 hours of it, 2.5 hours, but the monster designs in Final Fantasy are so good. Like, they work perfectly for a Pokemon game, and I really enjoyed what I liked of it. I don't know why I never. Oh, of course I can't jump across there. It'd be too convenient, wouldn't it? I really liked what I played of it, but it's just I never finished it. I say never finished it. I never got very far in it at all. I see you've clumped him back. Have you the crystal then? There you go. Oh, a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambert will doubtless trot with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped with your harvesting. Okay. Oh, it's only over there. Let's just chocobo back. It is funny to me, though, that like we're at the point where it's like, okay, we need to get a crystal to disrupt Garuda, one of the strongest primals force fields, so that you can get in with we can get in with our airship. Getting the crystal to do that seemingly took a fraction of the time it took to cook dinner in order to fight the Titan. Like getting the getting dinner ready to fight Titan took a friggin' age. But getting this magical, super useful crystal, just down the road, hit it with a hammer, job done. Bish bash bosh. Sup? My chocobo dropped me inside of you. My keen scholar's sense tells me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal, am I right? Boom. If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. It is if you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected aether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected aether? Oh dear. That may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose my fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would never have sent you to Hasako. What is science if not trial and error? Then you can truly say that this failure has taught you nothing. Think, man! And you now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You would doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for an ethereal studies conducted by the students of Belle de Zion. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Indeed. So, alright, so I'm not quite finished. I just had, yeah, exactly. I had to say it was too easy. But still, it's like, I mean, I got the wrong crystal, but it still was just hit it with a hammer. I've still got the hammer. I think I've still got the hammer. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Shayna, we'll go with Shayna, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lenoskia. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lenoskia was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. No, that made for an amusing anecdote. It was western Lenoskia. Pharos Sirius, on the Isles of Umbra, to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of the Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Aeleport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Shanna's inquiries bear fruit. If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. And do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. Okay, Aeleport. I maintain this is still... I mean, at the moment we're still, I'd say, a dozen quests less than making dinner. Yeah, corrupted crystals. Sir, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason than addressing me, kindly leave me be. Pot! Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lamberton did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got from the wrong foot. I'm Sherna, greatest of the Professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, God, just let me prattle on and on. I must have given his introduction a dozen times by now. Oh, well, that's easy. As I told the Professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharos Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I have yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you'll have better luck wrestling this information with these yellow jackets. I have all but given up at this point. Yeah, the yellow jackets like me. I saved their boat. What up? Ah, you started me. Hang on, no. Ah, you started me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What's with all the fatuous gossip of spirits and spectres haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. I would say I didn't sneak up on you, but I did jump down from the canopy, so I suppose I probably did. Right, fuck, man. You're keen travelling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hells, lad. Yeah, you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death and more death. That's fine. I'm quite accustomed. I caused quite a lot of it. He's I'm trying to think these blades are a registered weapon, but that doesn't make any sense because of course they are. Because I'm gonna like these hands are a registered weapon. It says indoors. Where's this other quest marker? Oh, that's the. I know what that is. That's down here and to the right, isn't it? Yeah. Can I jump down? There we go. But then I was like, oh no, well I've got a sword now. So I guess it's these blades are a registered weapon. I was like, well of course blades are a registered weapon. They're blades. The Isles of Umbra. What interest have you in the God's forsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharos Sirius, the Isles have become naught more than a graveyard of ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for souls dragged down to the depths with them. Okay. So we can't go to the island because the island's haunted. That's fine. You can sword a ghost. You just have to believe. You just have to believe in ghosts and believe that you can hit it with a sword, and you'll hit it with a sword. Or don't believe in ghosts, and then you won't be able to see the ghost, and then the ghost isn't a problem. These are the two solutions to dealing with ghosts. I say, having died, yeah, just trust me. Ah, Jack, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. I've gathered my thoughts. It turns out I'm afraid of zombies. Why not, my friend? I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why, the spirits in the field behind us, like they're swirling in blue. I could go and kill one and bring it to you if you'd like. They definitely exist. As for why other travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhaps it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Pharos Sirius. Yes, well anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, and got completely rat-assed. Since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually travelling to and from there. So I'm curious to how he obtained permission. I'm having a chat with him in my stead. He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat recipient to approach him myself. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, the yellow jackets like me. I'm sure they won't mind me poking about in their prison. It's one of those things you just go, you can't go in the prison. It's like, I saved your boat. And it's like, oh, he did save our boat. We can't deny the fact that he saved our boat. It's like, I'm not going to pay for this sandwich. It's like, you have to pay for the sandwich. It's like, I saved your boat, though. Oh. I have to go back. She calls to me, sings to me. Oh, Mimito, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or could you release me? Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. Okay. So I guess this is maybe like some sirens or something. Yeah, okay. I wish I'd not. I wish I hadn't mentioned the fact that this quest was easier than the dinner one, because it's now becoming quite convoluted. They're pirates. Their boats are basically as important as their own lives. Exactly. You know, save. There's that old West Country saying: "Save a pirate's boat, and he'll owe you for life." So the trick is finding yourself in a situation where you can save a pirate's boat. What did Skyfins have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how he misses his favourite bar wench, but what was that about a man named Mimidoa? Wait, I know that name. That's the bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you wanted to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him in his wandering hands. Oh, cool. Seems like a stand-up gent, this Mimidoa. No, initiate are ya? No? Then what are ya? Speak up, son, I can't hear ya. Feather! Eh, bugger me, is this what I think it is? Nah, couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skythrin, you say? I was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's naught left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Pharaoh Sirius, he was. His company sent me to supervise a lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, you see. Half of them walked off, half of them ran off. Half of them ended up, half of them up unvanished. Some of them multiplied. That's why there's 3 halves. What's that? You'll be looking for a passage to the Isle of Umbra. Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some cell swords and let them sort it out. Well, I've got a sword. And I'll, if you give me money, I'll go and kill things for you. But you'll do in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see you there and back. Alright, I'll show it to Skipper, but let's show it to Shana first. Sheena? I think it's an Irish name. Or a Celtic name. It's probably one of those ones where I'm like overcorrecting the pronunciation. It's pronounced like Sienna. But I'm pretty sure it's like Sheena or something. So you went and had a word with Mimidoa. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste money to something. Passage! You mean that disgusting creature was Skyfrin's superior? I found that hard to believe, but this rite of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it's a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing your discoveries you make on the Isles of Umbra, without me. Fine, fine. I don't see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 as my witness, if you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. That's fine. I've got my ghost sword. Well, my sword's not a ghost sword, but it's my sword I can use to kill ghosts. So... Ghostbusters would have been a very different film if they had done that. Ah, take me to the Isles of Umbra, he bids, as if it's as simple as... Oh, I see you've got a data package. It is as simple as that. All right, then, climb aboard. Now, did Augustus disappear because I climbed on the ship, or did I run out of time? I think I ran out of time. Let's pop another... Yay! This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but... Oh, how's with this? Here, take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it is as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. Plasmoid. Oh, is there a dungeon here? Oh, it seems to be. Beg your pardon, sir, but how did you come here? Access to the island is currently restricted. Pot! An old pot! I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see you wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. Oh. The Writmaster Mimidoa gave you may grant access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When the giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Aye, contrary to what small folk would have you believe, the fires of Pharaoh Sirius were not the product of a Mage's thermatology or colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased since rumours of the Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Someone had the entire season box set, and they were threatening to do a screening of it, and we just ran. Now, don't get me wrong, the first few seasons are great, but it tails off near the end. Not that those rumours are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance. At the ship graveyard to the south, what's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal, Jack. Have you unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you corrupted crystals. In fact, I shall begin searching for ones that satisfies your requirements. As to where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets of the ship graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Cool. Is this... He says look up. Hang on, I can go into first person. Oh, no, I still can't look up any further than... Is this... I think I've seen this building in the background in Lanoskia while I was doing some fishing. It's got, like, big orange crystal tentacles coming out of it. Let's focus on the story quests. I'm still over-leveled after all. Hey up, Chucks. It's sure there for the taking. 5 breeding years worth of wrecks and a cargo. Those queer dead things have that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. You sure am too right. Dead people just shambling about without a care in the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. Gods, that voice, that single flirting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. Took every ounce of my strength to resist. Money. Money. I don't need money and experience. But I'll take shinies. I can fly up if you want to see the lighthouse. I've seen it from a distance. It looks cool, but... maybe, actually. I might take you up on that. I was going to say don't get out of your way, but there is a dungeon here, so I assume at some point I'll be calling on your services anyway. That talk of alluring voices disturbingly familiar as is, but that's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? But if they have returned, that would mean... Oh, beg pardon, I was just thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mimido would be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew tired of waiting for the lanky young lad with the 1,000-yard stare to return, which I'm assuming is you. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. I wonder if that description changes depending on... I guess the description probably changes depending on the race. Because he wouldn't call me lanky if I was playing one of the bigger races. What's been keeping you initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk that wander near the ship graveyard, and it stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hell, this takes me back to my days as a cannon boy, sailing under old Mistbeard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Bah, they bloody would, though, wouldn't they? Brazen old biddies. Some folks said as the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in me bones this day would come. And come it has. Aye, I'd bet me bum ear a siren's behind all this. Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, nish yet. I speak of the other kind. Them what's got feathers and lures sailors to a watery grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. No drown's just the start. So even in death, a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do a bid until his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish on me worst enemy. Except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Any road, 'tis up to us to stop the hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. Siren don't have no power over man if he can't hear a song. Just like if you carry a spare pair, and lucky for the both of us, I'm superstitious old soddy. Well, she ain't coming to us, so we'd best head over to her. To the ship graveyard, Nishia. Okay. To the graveyard. Wait a sec. Cool. No rush. I think I still need to do some missions before I unlock it anyway, so... But, I appreciate, ahead of time, the assistance and the sightseeing tour of the lighthouse. We can ride your whale. Or any other two-person flying mount that you wanna show off. I ain't fussy. Is there an aetherite that I can attune somewhere here? No. Okay. Well, it's not that I really need to come back here once I finish this, I guess, but... Ignore the fight music, Mimido. Let's talk. If she passes near the shore, she sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Just hanging out by the campfire with my Lalafell friend. Okay. I'm getting to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Quiet. Do you hear that? 'Tis her. Look, out of the water. She's come, Nishia. She's come. Hi, Siren. I think I have your card. Quick, lad. Shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. As soon as she realises you're deaf to her ditty, she'll call on her thralls. And we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it. Funny if I put the earplugs in before the fight. And I'm like, what? Put what in my ears? What's up? To show I can't like do the dance emote. Okay. That not? Oh, I see. Hang on. Good. I'm trying to chain stuff together, but my magic's too powerful. I'm killing things too quickly. Can I fight you? You look like you can take a beating. Oh, hang on. Wish there was a better indicator for when you've got dual cast procced. Like, it comes up, but then I don't know where to look. To kind of... I'm just not getting the rhythm right. Oh, I thought it still had a... And then away! Alright, I killed them all. Ow. Hit me with the bubbles. Yes, good. Then I'm going to fight her. Oh. The redeemed. We've always been the redeemed. I think you might have been. And then hang on, I was going to wave at you. And then you got your whale out. I'm in. I'm going to, if I switch to, oh, you can't, oh, okay. It's all a bit blurry. I guess it's because it's probably, unfortunately, it's not the best weather for it. Fog, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a shame. It's one of the things I wish the photo mode had, was that the option to, like, set the weather. Because whenever I'm doing thumbnails, it's really irritating when I get into a good pose and I get, you know, I finally sort of get it all right, and then I go and take the picture, and then it's like, it's like the middle of the night or something, or it's just, or it's completely, like the thumbnail for this video, the background is all just like weird and orange, and it's not great, but cool. I appreciate the jaunt up in your whale. I did it. Hey, I'm alright. Ah, I'm better than that, initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse I am. Of course I'd be happy as a sailor with 2 Watsits if we'd gutted the songstress. But you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for the help, bugging me. I've clean forgot your name. Remind me, Jack. Don't recall having no initiate by that name, but if you're not me old mate or what's the name, why you been so bloody helpful? Ah, never mind. Be seeing you, lad. I think I have spoken... I do remember Myrnidoa, so... Ah, such a regal appearance. Okay. So... less of a lighthouse, more of a castle. Yeah, I was going to say, it is very... I didn't think... Well, looking at it from a distance, I didn't think it was a lighthouse. When I was doing my fishing and I saw it, I went, oh, that's a cool cat. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly a castle. But this is Final Fantasy 14, where, like, you know, everything's, like, big and fantastical, so... You mean it was a siren? But how were you able to resist a song? I see. I heard that Master Mimado was involved in the first purge, but never actually... Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within the pot, just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. Nice. So do I not get to do this dungeon then? Is this? I guess this is for another day. Okay. What dungeon even is this? Grave Happenings. So I'm the right level for it. I guess it's one of the optional ones. Huh. I assumed because they sent us over here, I'd have to do a dungeon. It's normally the way the things go. Show the corrupted crystal to Shenna. All right, well, let's just get the ferry skipper to send us back. It is an optional one. Okay. I do need to at some point because I have picked up one of them, but I do at some point need to just go around and pick up all the optional dungeons I've missed because it makes the duty finder a lot easier when I'm trying to grind Maelstrom tickets. If I've got more quests open to me, I assume. Plus, also, just, you know, it'd be nice to do them. Yeah, it's content, isn't it? Oh, I looked up how to get this. It is actually something I might be able to get. Actually, is this the one? Yeah, I think it probably is. This is something I think I can actually get that. You have to get like a really high score doing ocean fishing, I think. Oh, I got the black one. I could still get the black Chocobo, but I don't know. It's still... It's like if I'm going to spend 16 quid on Twitch subs, gifting Twitch subs to get the black Chocobo, I might as well just buy the Fenrir, because at least that's useful and it's got cool music. This is an internal thing. It's just eventually, like, one day there's just going to be a thumbnail with me on the motorbike, and it's just going to be like, so I bought the Fenrir. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, Jack. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say, and more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Aha! The conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive. Very impressive indeed, yes. I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Jack. Seldom if I've ever encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-aspected aether. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice-aspected aether to counteract the effects of a raging wind? Ah, god damn it. This is going to be as convoluted as making dinner. I had to say it, didn't I? Well, this assessment won't have you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elements could tell you that. You'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Well, you know, so you tell me. Don't fret now. I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-suspected aether. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. Eh? What's that expression? I thought you'd be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. And what's even better is that this time you needn't use that warded pot of yours to protect yourself from this crystal's energies. Hayden's findings suggest that it is quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say that it has undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Anyway, don't let me keep you. It's been a pleasure, Jack. Come back and see me sometime, alright? Yeah, sure. Okay, to Gridania. Well, at least we're, you know, acquiring something useful and not goblin cheese. You know. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure goblin cheese is delicious. I just... Not while I'm trying to save the world. So through here and up here. And Ulvertier. I could have just teleported to here looking at it, but whatever. Greetings and salutations! Salutations to you too, Mr. Dandy, I presume. Shina informed me of your adventures in Ailport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding, though. As Professor Lambertaint is fond of saying, in no action... I'm pretty sure that isn't pronounced Lambertaint, but I can't guess how it is pronounced. No action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses following the calamity. Alas, that is no longer the case. And while there is at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the 12th, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You're familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals that want to seek out ores and other stones. Well, one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in the 12th. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming they can even be digested. I'm reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this Giggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... you couldn't care less about those, could you? To the point, then. Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there is a particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we shall require a lure, and I have precisely the sort he will find impossible to resist. Simply place his true heart, I shall save the story of the origin of his unusual name for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. Alright, let's use the true heart to lure out the crystal bearer. Hey, I'm the crystal bearer. I'm the only crystal bearer here. Well, I will be after this anyway. Alright. To Bent Branch. Now I'll chocobo over. No, those are... Nope. This way. Wait, where am I going? Yes, this way. Oh, look at Augustus go. Should stop looking at the map and actually look where I'm going. I'm just bumping into... Wait. Minimap lied to me. This is a wall. Okay, yes, I definitely shouldn't just keep staring at the minimap because it's no help to me whatsoever. Where's the path that gets me... Okay, let's follow the river. I feel like there's maybe a bridge I was supposed to walk up or a tree. There we go. Can I... Damn it. Damn it, Augustus, if only you could fly. One day. One day you'll fly. It'll be like... It'll be like Orville. That is a reference that I don't... And no one outside of the UK will get. I don't think Orville ever had any kind of international acclaim whatsoever. So to explain that reference, Orville is a green... bird puppet that can't fly, and I think wears a nappy / diaper, depending on what you want to call it. It was before my time, I will say. It was in the sort of 70s or 80s, I think. It was popular, but yeah. Anyway, I hope that tiny bit of insight into British culture explains a few things about why we are the way we are. It is the more I think about Orville, the weirder it is. Like there is stuff like that you don't really think about. Like there's some stuff that's obviously weird, like Mr. Blobby, but Mr. Blobby's hilarious, and Mr. Blobby has a bit more international appeal. I mean, not quite as much as like Mr. Bean or anything, but you got a better chance of someone knowing who Mr. Blobby is than Orville. Let's put it that way. Right. I can do it further down into the Spriggan Dig. This place was irritating to get to. Yeah. What's up, Crystal? Oh, it's so weird having to worry about range after being a magician for so long. That was easy. It's really irritating when it's like the journey over to the monster takes longer than killing the monster. It's like, we've travelled far and wide to find this creature. Oh, it's dead. Like, I didn't even finish the sentence. I think it tripped and cracked its skull. Like, we didn't even have anything to do with that. It's just so... I mean, the story missions are at least starting to catch up to my level. So... But then, Around Reborn's, like, level cap was 50. So do the missions ever, until, like, Realm Reborn's post... No, even the post-game, I guess, was still 50. Do they ever go above 50 until Heaven's Sword starts? Because that's worrying. I mean, I suppose I don't know. I mean, it means I'll get through them quickly. Pray do not sneak up on me like that. I was engrossed in... Wait, what is that? What is that god's awful smell? It's a gut crystal. My word, that is breathtakingly beautiful crystal covered in stomach acid. I see my supposition was not mistaken. Ugh, and I also see you weren't adverse to digging through his brigand's entrails for your prize. We owe our furry friend a debt of gratitude, you know. This thick coating of digestive fluids is protecting us from the harmful effects of the crystal, just as the warded pot for you once used did. Why so glum, friend? You finally obtained the corrupted crystal you sought, one overflowing with earth-aspected aether. God damn it! Calm down, I jest. It's comprised of ice-aspected aether. Oh, thank God. I was about to run you through. Worry not. I suppose that joke was in poor taste, considering your previous 2 attempts were for naught. I guess I must have told him that I've been at this for a while. Beg your pardon, Jack. I forgot to return your crystal to you. Oh, and there was a message for you from Professor Lambertine. Something about a man named Marquis. Apparently the professor misses the intellectual stimulation. Forgive me, I should have written it down. It occurs to me that I have yet to ask why you needed that crystal. You aren't planning anything nefarious, are you? It would reflect poorly on me and my research if it was used for evil ends. Well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I didn't become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. Yes, that's surely the pursuit of science. Don't ask questions, just get on with it. They really were going to play me for... They had me for a second. They had me with the... Oh, you know, you need to go and get another one. It's like, oh, this is the goblin cheese all over again. But we got it. So now we can go and fight the boss. And then that puts us, well, I thought we still had to fight Leviathan, but I'm pretty sure we've got 6 crystals after this. All repairs and modifications have been completed, Jack. Once you bring me the crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. Boom. Let's go. Let's take the Enterprise out. I need to run some tests to be sure, but this looks to be exactly what we need. Worry not, Jack. I'll see that your hard work doesn't go to waste. The Enterprise is already more than a common airship. But I just realised the irony of giving Sid an Obi-Wan voice when he rides a ship called the Enterprise, by the way. If I'd known the name of his ship, I would have chosen a different voice. Oh, I should have given him a Kirk voice. That would have been so suitable for Sid. Oh, is it too late to change? The Enterprise is already more than a common airship, but mark my words. No, that's annoying. We'll just stick with the Obi-Wan voice. But mark my words, soon it will become something even greater, something extraordinary. This is me. This is what I was born to do. The thing is, I thought his ship was going to be called the High Wind. But I think that's just the name of his company. Hey, is Garuda the Siren? She looks awfully familiar to the thing we just looked at. These are all still useless. Cool. According to my tests, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystal, meaning we can leave whenever you're ready. But you must understand, tests can only tell one so much. Until we approach the Howling Eye, until we attempt to breach the barrier itself, I cannot be sure that this will work. I think it only fair to tell you that there is a small but statistically significant chance that the crystal could trigger a massive... maybe it's better that we remain positive. Jack, I want to thank you for reuniting me with my ship, for trusting in me to develop this plan, for everything. You've helped me to rediscover a part of myself I'd forgotten. I am not the man I once was. I do not know if I ever shall be, but I do know one thing. This feels right. My apologies for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I would have waited until after the mission, but, well, you understand. We may all die. Oh, that doesn't sound healthy.
There. She's ready.
Oh, you don't sound like Obi-Wan at all now. What's going on?
Ah, she stirs.
I'm going to be honest. I mean, I guess it's just the quality of airship in this world, but the Enterprise doesn't look like a cool airship. Like, it just looks like the same kind of little, like, dinghy that all of the rest of them are.
To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda.
Oh, okay, I was pronouncing Kurthus right.
Enterprise, engage.
Ha. Warp speed 0.0000. I mean, it's quite slow compared to light speed, obviously. It's still pretty swift. But yeah, it does just... I mean, it doesn't look any more impressive than any of the other airships we've seen. Well, there's my pompadour wobbling in the wind. At least I'm not facing forward.
Damn it. I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you.
Yes, that was earlier today. We flew from Kurthus. He's got the echo. Or I'm using the echo on him. I might be using the echo on him.
Just how long have I worn these damn goggles?
That's a hammer. That's not a pair of goggles.
Yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days.
I see that trend didn't catch on. Thankfully.
The young prodigy, admired by all. Exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlemald.
Yeah, I think we knew this. That he betrayed the Empire. In Garlemald, where the chairs are slightly too big. But I had a toy Magitech armor, so it was kind of okay.
It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye?
Is it when I started wearing these goggles and you couldn't see my eyes anymore?
When did Meteor become your everything and your loved ones cease to matter?
Of course Meteor's in this game. Oh, his dad's Vader.
You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not.
Oh no, his dad's not Vader. His friend is Vader. Oh, so the Obi-Wan voice is surprisingly fitting then.
Proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man with an all-consuming obsession.
He was my brother! He was supposed to be the chosen one! It's all coming together.
And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks.
It's really FF game with Meteor and Ultima in the game. Ultima definitely. Meteor's normally a spell though, outside of like 7. I think. It's not the world-ending cataclysm that it is in 7 and I guess this game. Hello. Wait, so did I... Is he remembering me travelling back in time and giving him his goggles?
Yes, it was then that I first donned these
or
goggles.
Did I just travel back through his brain and give him the goggles?
Eorzea opened my eyes.
I guess maybe we'll find... Well, I guess maybe that's something that happens in the
Each with
future.
their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them.
It's an incredibly chill dude, though. He's just like, well, a sparkly man and a pompadour just showed up on my airship and gave you some goggles. So I, of course, immediately put them on and asked no questions, and then just carried on with my day.
I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky.
So I thought Sid was quite old, but I think he might just be like normal aged and just has a beard.
That light. It was you, wasn't it?
He's going to remember who gave him the goggles, but he remembers it was a warrior of light like you. I mean, he's accusing me of giving him the goggles now.
It's surprising how few people know this, but all pureblood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess.
Unless I'm like, I guess maybe I'm like the reincarnation of a warrior of light. Ah.
The Enterprise was made
I don't seem to be denying it.
to carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alphinaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. I remember everything.
Yay! He got his memory back.
My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come. It would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
The original Warrior of Lights are the players who played. So yeah, who played Final Fantasy XIV. So is the canon that your character, the Warrior of Light in this, is a reincarnation of the character you would have played, assuming you did play the character you would have played in Final Fantasy XIV version 1. And then in version 1 you gave Sid his goggles, or just at some point in that past life you gave him his goggles. Or maybe not a reincarnation, because it's only 5 years. I guess it's just you are the Warrior of Light from the first game. You just don't remember that you're the Warrior of the Light because of the whole memory loss thing. It's really interesting, the whole sort of rebooted world and how they kind of integrated that into the actual canon. All of our efforts, all of our travails, all of it was for this. Make ready, Jack, for the end is nigh. Be it hers or our own. The Howling Eye accessible. The duty finder has been updated. I don't think so, because players who played the version 1 have some unique dialogue options. Oh, okay. Thank you. I was about to call on you. Who is... Okay, bye, Magnome. You seem excited. Now, I'm going to try not to die immediately this time and fall off of the world. Oh, she's a harpy. I think they'd have to... Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. 12 preserve. She's huge. As I live and breathe. Over there, look. What am I looking at? Oh, these are all Amalja and Kobold prisoners. But why would the Ixal bring them here? Can't fall off in here. Oh, good. That's my greatest weakness, gravity. Wherefore come you hither, foolish mortals? Garuda! Oh no, Garuda, we are to put an end to your reign of terror. Hear this blasphemy, my children. These landwalkers would bring me low. I don't think this voice suits her. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth should revere me, for I am the wind. Did we not take to the skies and slip your defenses? We are bound by nothing, Garuda. You think your playthings give you strength? They will not help you here, Landwalker. This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slake the roots with your blood and festoon the canopy with your entrails. Slay your fun-feathered ones, as we shall, as offering to Garuda they will serve. Leave the Ixo to us, Jack. We will keep them distracted while you deal with her. Do not fail, Jack. Remember, you fight for the Scions, for your Eorzea. I swear on it by the jiggle of my pompadour. On guard! This worm would die by mine own hand. Come then, I shall grant you that which you seek. Oh, she's like hawks. She can shoot her feathers out. Alright, she's big and windy. Oh, she's got an adorable little smile. Alright, we're in. What do we do here? I guess, does she blow us away and we have to hide behind these pillars? Easy fight, don't worry. Cool. Ungat. Oh, I see. So when she disappears, hide behind the rock. Oh, okay. That... She didn't do it that time. Ooh. Okay, well she blew up all the rocks. Oh, I've got my... Yay! No! 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 What? What? How in the hells? This is my realm. You have no hope here. None. None. Did you truly believe you could defy a god, Landwalkers? Yes, because I've done it like a few times now. It's been reasonably easy. Oh, they just re-summoning her. My power is limitless. My children legion. And they have rendered me unto a wealth of crystals. Their gifts sustain me. Their faith empowers me. None save my children will escape the reckoning mortals, and those who would use my crystals to waken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Then all shall worship none but me, the one true God. Hee. Of course, worship. As long as the Ixo keep praying, she will never fall. Then let's stop them. I thought that's what you were doing. Oh, Rob Husband. He said it too. No harm will come to you, my children. This is only the beginning, Landwalkers. All who oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Soon the worms of the forest shall receive my judgment, the desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shield them from the tempest. And then will I take the vengeance of the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Tremble, mortals, for I shall visit you all in time, and all shall be mine. All mine! I'm just standing there going, You, Landwalker, you who dare to raise your hand against me, you shall be the first to pay for your sins, not with your death, but with your life! You will serve me, Landwalker, to your last breath. It's like, No, I'm alright. No, I claimed you. You should be mine. Nay, I say. You've triggered my trap card, Harpy. I don't know how that worked, but I got a crystal out of it, so... Jubilations. So have I got... Yeah, I've got all 6 now. So what happened to Leviathan? I still need the 7th to go super, but still, it's good enough. What are you? What have you done to me? No mortal should possess such power. This is impossible. Oh, everyone's left. Okay. I suppose that's fair. It'd be mean to make people sit there and wait while someone watches the cutscene. Leaving a good impression.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die? We've done it.
I accidentally brought up the chat window, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Every time I try and get rid of it, oh, well, whatever. Ask me for...
Impossible it is. Kill you all.
Is that all?
It's Vader.
O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda. Of all primals, the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Gaius!
Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country. I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day?
I mean, beating Garuda, stealing a crystal. We did that.
Well, I shall accomplish far more.
He's not that intimidating, just standing in an big empty field and shouting at us for a distance. Like, he could be standing on the rock, like looking down on us or something. He's just in a field, just like, ha ha ha, I'm here. It's like, you can't stop me, I've got a gun. Bang, 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 bang.
Is that all? Is that all? Insolent mortal! I shall make you suffer!
And he shoots. He just shoots him with the gun. Shoots him with the gun as well. Just, ow! Ow! Stop! Stop shooting me with the gun! That hurts!
Very well.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
The Empire's guns, he doesn't need to stand near you to intimidate you. I'm just saying, you've got a point. Yeah, he doesn't need to stand. The distance isn't the problem. It's the being in a field. Like, there was never a scene in Star Wars where Vader was standing in a field and going, Luke! Come, run over to me! Like, he was in the, Vader appeared in the throne room, or in the TIE fighter fight, or in, like, the door would slowly open and smoke would billow out and Vader would be there. It's just, I don't think Vader would have been intimidating if there was a scene with him in a big, wide field.
Our Lord of the Inferno Almighty, free, grant us succor in our hour of need.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! Ah, it hurts us so! The pain! The pain!
Oh,
What
poor
is she?
Cobalt.
12 preserve. She cannot mean to.
Oh, she's summoning, like, Titan and Ifrit back again. But I've got their gems already. What's up, Titan? How's your taint? Still rocky.
No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
Look, I beat Ifrit when I was way weaker. I reckon I could take on all three of them.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Maybe she keeps saying, like, I am the wind, none shall stand against the wind. So the wind's not that strong. I mean, I guess hurricanes are quite, and tornadoes and stuff are quite bad.
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire.
I've got a big gun. It's Mecha Primal. They really did just build their own, like, robot Mecha Godzilla, didn't they? Oh, this is getting hype. Again, I feel like it would have been cooler if they weren't doing this in a field, but you can appreciate the action nonetheless.
It is you who will suffer, Garuda. A Ancient Alec had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
Oh. Oh, okay. I was going to make a joke, like, if only there was some way I could fly away. But she did try that, and he still got her. Like, I can jump slightly. Oh! Now he's got the power of 3 primals, but I have the power of 6, so I'm still twice as strong.
It exceeds all expectation.
Can you get that as a mount? Can I ride that? I wanna ride on a tiny version of it. Just through Limsa. People are like, is that Dandy riding on the final boss?
With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time.
He's even riding in its hand like a mech pilot. He's like a proper weeaboo. No. Oh, come on. What? They make mounts of all sorts of nonsense, but they don't make the cool mecha weapon a mount. That's a shame. You thought
your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
Well, I mean, they could have very easily attacked our airship.
What chance have we against such
I guess
an
it's a good thing that they didn't.
And who was that armored devil?
That was Gaius van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and Supreme Commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course, the Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
Sid, you're an incredible engineer. What can we build a robot Dandy, and I can just go and fight him in it, and we can have like a big mech battle?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius. Where in the 7 hells did you find that thing?
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat. While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side. For the time being, at least.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions.
Ah, there we go.
All is not yet lost, my friend. For we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
It would be really tricky for us to rebuild the Scions. Because he just has link share and just goes contacts. Yo, Yashtola, what's up? Yeah, rebuilding the Scions. Yeah, Vesper Bay. Cool, see you in 10. Well, that was an experience I would rather not have again. Something has been troubling me, Jack. Shortly before the Black Wolf took center stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could have sworn I saw... I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to be misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. Returning to the subject of our earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon their gods so long as that weapon exists. Truly a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. It almost seems a shame to plot its destruction. Well, we don't have to plot its destruction. If we just kill Vader, we can We can have it. I can have it as a mount. Please, I want to ride it. Altered high mithril armor. Oh, well, that looks dumb. That looks like some of the rubbish Monster Hunter armors that you can get. Nah. And this is, yeah. There's so many billouds at this level. It is past time that we return to the Waking Sands. To leave our headquarters in disrepair any longer would be to dishonor the memory of those who fell there. We have been brought to our knees, but we will rest, rebuild, and rise once more. Okay, well, I still have plenty of Vesper Sands envelopes, so that's fine by me. I did think it was strange that we, like Alphanard and Sid, we just went on our own little adventure for a little bit. It's like, well, we know that most of the Scions weren't there, so... Although I guess there is still the issue of maybe potentially that one of them is a traitor, I suppose, so maybe we're... Oh, this is new. What have you got? Oh, level 50. Oh, she's got new rings. But I don't think they're better than the ring that I've got. So I've still got the beginner's ring on. Well, maybe it is better than the beginner's ring. Because I could get skill speed. I actually don't know what my main stat is anymore. The easiest way to figure out is to look at my earring, isn't it? Oh, it's still intelligence. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'm still No, affects physical range damage. No, Gladiators, Arms, Marauders, on Pugilists, Lancers, Conjurers, Thermitists, Arcanists, Dark Knights, Samurais, Gunbreakers, Red Mages. Okay, so it is actually in my interest to up my strength as well as my intelligence. Otherwise, my magic's the only thing that's any good. Then again, I'm kind of bound by whatever gear I can wear, so... let's ignore it. Right, Waking Sands. Maybe Togtomo will be back here. Oh, I haven't even tidied the pots up. Look at that, it's knocked over still. Tell me, Jack, does aught here strike you as odd? I see signs of recent habitation. Could it be that we have trespassers? Mayhap it's just my imagination. Come, let us proceed into the solar. Wait. I sense something. Something I haven't felt for a very long time. Who goes there? Now, Ida, is that any way to greet a friend? Alphanard, Jack, and a third person. Sid! Wait, is this a dream? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, Ida. What? I don't believe it. I was sure you'd been... This place has seen better days. You know, I actually wasn't here when I was still in talks at the Adder's Nest. The first I knew about it was when I came back and I saw... Ida. The church had taken care of the bodies, but that still left the stains. It was hard to know where to start. If Y'shtola had been here to help me. Y'shtola is here too. Yes, but she's not here right now. She's gone to Uldar to meet a man who might know what happened to the others. Papalimo and Minfilia weren't among the dead, according to the church. Y'shtola thinks they were taken somewhere. Upon the orders of the Black Wolf, no doubt. Why would he want them? Because they possess something he desires. Knowledge of another power that can be brought to bear against the primals, one that Gaius has yet to harness. The Echo. Gaius will be aware of its existence, as well as the immunity it grants the gifted to the primal's influence. Powerful though his Allagan weapon may be, he would doubtless desire such protection. He means to use Minfilia to gain an understanding of the Echo, none of which explains how the Empire came to know the location of the Waking Sands in the first place. And like I said, I was coming and going quite a lot. They could have just followed me. No matter. The Empire has shown its hand, and now we must act. It is up to us to rebuild the Scions on Save Eorzea. Can I count on you, Ida? What? Oh yeah, of course, whatever you need. We can discuss our next move upon Y'shtola's return. For now, I say we rest. Rightio. I mean, we could have... Okay, literally just, yeah, let's all just sit down and sleep.
Hear. Feel.
Oh, hey, God.
Think.
What's up? Whoosh. So this is the Calamity, isn't it? I remember this from the trailer. Or it's just an incredibly elaborate fireworks display.
Bringer of light. Brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright. I am Hydaelyn, all made one.
Hi, Hydaelyn. I will make that joke every time you say your name.
For the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always.
Wait, I am the crimson.
The crystals
What?
shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution, my child, but fear not, for I am ever with thee.
Hey. So I just having a vision of God. Y'shtola! Jack, I see you and Alphanard are safe, and Sid. Sup? Sup? I mean... That we five would meet each other thus defies simple explanation. It is as if the benevolent hand of Master Lussoir guides us still. He would not see us undone so easily. Not now, not when the need is so great. I know where Minfilia and the others are being held. Where? An imperial stronghold in the heart of Mordona, Castrum Sentry. And I'm just a believer like, is that good or is that bad? I can't tell from the body language of my companions. I feel like that's bad. I feel like you guys would tell me if that was good. No, I clicked on the wrong person. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Jack. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defense of an Imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Guardians deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy, and if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. Oh dear. Oh no, intelligence is my main stat. We're fine. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portalane of Halsdurendare. He is stationed at the observatorium in Caerthus. Let us go to him and beseech his aid. I know that man. I spoke to him a few times. Oh, dang it, I didn't think I'd have to go back to speak to any of those guys. I can't remember any of the voices I gave them. Oh well, they're not that important, so it doesn't really matter. I should just make it up on the fly. Oh, I'm glad we've got Y'shtola back. She's my favourite. I don't know if it's a spoiler. I don't think it is. I don't think costumes can necessarily be a spoiler. But there was a Square had a summer sale on their website, and so I was looking at some of the action figures because I've got I need to pre-order Aerith and Sephiroth, but I've got the Final Fantasy VII remake figures that they've done so far because I like them, and not that they're still in the box though because I got nowhere to put them. And they're too expensive, and I don't want to take them out of the box in case they fall over and break. It's like, I want to get a nice cabinet for them, so that I don't have to worry about them getting dusty and falling over. So for the time being, they're on a shelf in a box. Money well spent, I'm sure you can appreciate. But I saw... I think it was there. Y'shtola's... or maybe it was a pre-order for something else. I'm pretty sure it was either a action figure or a statuette of Y'shtola from one of the upgrades when she becomes a sorcerer, and yeah, she gets a glow up, doesn't she? Which one are you? You're not the... I gave one of you very specifically a Sean Bean voice, but I don't think it was you. Ah, Jack, the man who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You're an associate of Y'shtola, but of course, Lord Drillamont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. Did he now? No wonder the Empire found us out. People are quite eager to just... more than happy to just tell everyone who's a member of the Scions. Castrum Sentry, what interest have you in all the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum. A Hurian woman, an Elysian man, and 2 Lelafels, 1 male, 1 female. It's them. It has to be Minfilia Orange. Orange. Papa Limo and Tataru. It's more scant morsel. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. Incident? Yeah, it's cool. I like Y'shtola's. I never thought when I started playing this, I never thought, I'll probably end up buying some Final Fantasy XIV merch. It's tempting. The thing is I don't have any attachment to that costume yet because it hasn't come up. But by the time I, get caught up, I might be like super attached and want to buy something. So I may well add to my Final Fantasy VII collection. Because I'm not that attached to any of the other game protagonists. I like the designs of 9, but 9 never really left that much of an impression of me. Ditto for 8, 10, 12, and 13, and 15. So, but I'm liking 14 so far. I'm liking the characters of 14. And, there's 16s coming one day. An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Caerthus not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rogadin and a Lelafel, were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? A Rogadin and a Lelafel. That's the Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and they both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those two rascals to escape. We must find them, Jack, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry requires substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavour that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you'd best act now. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow Scion prisoners in hopes of understanding the Echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such a time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not Scions, nor do they know aught of the Echo. As Lord Portland said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. The Obi-Wan voice does not match up with the fist pump and grinning face of Sid in that scene, but it's cool. Ah, yeah, they got the whole Ranger squad together. Actually, I don't know if this is the whole Ranger squad. Maybe there's more of them. I can't remember. I remember his voice, and his voice. I can never remember Nero's voice. I'll just give him... Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work, but all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false god. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorza the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which the spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord, rest assured our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Peace out. Hang on, I need to just take a second for this one. Ritatin. Okay. Ritatin, you depart for Castrum Ossidens at midnight. You will command the Western Front in Valbrand. The Eorzans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. He's not the one I gave the... my lord, this is... I don't think that's him. I thought that was a skinnier one. But let's give him that voice for the time being anyway, because it doesn't count. It doesn't matter, does it? My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out for the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but it is proper to give command of half our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Praefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. I don't think that is the guy. That's the double shield guy. Yeah, that's not the same... Oh, whatever. My quarters. 1 hour. Okay, she's like, okay, well, give me the proper job, I guess. So I want to... It's like, you know... Boning's fun, but I want to go and lead an army as well. Yeah, Square. Play art stuff has gotten better over time. There was it. I have bought some play art stuff in the back that had some like questionable quality joints, but they have definitely got better. And they're at the sort of top end of the sweet spot where they make good quality stuff, but it's not like so expensive that it's unreasonable. Like there's still there's still a good £100 plus per figure, I'm not going to buy every character I like. Like I'm not even buying all of the Final Fantasy VII. I'm just going to buy the 9 playable characters, Seth, maybe Zack, just because Zack's Zack. But I'm not going to buy like Reeve and Jesse and stuff. I'd love to. It's just they're £100 each. But then it's not like some places where they sell £500 statuettes, and I look at them and I just think, I mean, unless they're like massive, I don't really understand the difference in quality between like a £40 pop-up parade statuette and a £1,500 First Figures statue. And it's annoying because First for Figures make all the Sonic ones, and I love Sonic, and he's always so bloody expensive. And it seems like they've because obviously they're going to make Yuffie, but they've already made a Yuffie based on the DLC where she's wearing her Moogle costume. And it's like, I'll wait until the normal Yuffie comes out because I'm only going to buy the one. But it's clear this is they're going to make one for every single main character. So you're going to get every single one of the Turks. That's Reeve, Rude, Elena, Reno, Seng. Then you're going to get every single one of the Shinra executives. You're going to get Sephiroth. You're going to get all of the main characters. I'm honestly surprised they haven't done Cloud in a dress yet, or Tifa and Aerith in their dresses. My purpose here is to My purpose here is to do something to Garlean activity along Abalethia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Yoshtala. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Zemail Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed in the entrance, a knight named Brisselt, may be able to tell you more, so as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. Is this the dude who blocks the way to the next area? Because this is the guy that's preventing me from doing more fishing. If so, where is he? Dungeon. Oh no, maybe this is just a dungeon. I mean, I don't mind if it's just a dungeon. We haven't done a dungeon tonight yet. But what I want is this one, the Steps of Faith. Well, no, I can get to the Steps of Faith. It's the area after that. I can't get to Western Caerthus. And I need to go there to do fishing. You stand before Decimal Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the Greatish Guardian House of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. Letter! A letter from Lord Portelaine. So you have come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captures are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Piermons. He should be able to assist you. Right, Next area unlocks at the start of Heaven's Sword, still a ways off. Ah, dang it. Oh, well. I mean, what I've been doing is just buying the fish on the market, because they're not rare fish, I don't think. It's just I can't get to the place to catch them. But, so I still have to defeat. I still have to beat all of A Realm Reborn, and I know that there's like the main storyline for each expansion, and then there's like stuff that they added in between one expansion and another. Is there stuff for like that for Realm like you finish the main Realm Reborn storyline, and then there's like a load of filler missions that they did whilst Heaven's Sword comes out, and then you start Heaven's Sword. I say filler missions, you know what I mean, like just missions to bridge the gap in between the time whilst they were working on Heaven's Sword at the time. The Imperial airship? Aye, I saw it approach, to land with mine own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arrived just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before I had developed an detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them. Still not good enough. Gimme. There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post. To find evidence that someone had been here in my absence... Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you'll be able to follow the prints to their owners. Ah, so Biggs and Wedge are in the area. Realm Reborn has the longest filler missions between DLCs. Dang it. Alright, well that's fine. I mean, I say dang it, it's like it's content, isn't it? But it just means it's even longer until I can get to the next area. A lot of people hate it. I like the lore personally, but it is long. Okay. Well, we'll tackle it when we get to it, I suppose. That does seem to be like the consensus from what I've read. Obviously, I try not to like look anything up about the story because I don't want to get anything spoiled. But that does seem to be the consensus that Realm Reborn is the weakest bit of the story, and it's important because it sets stuff up later on, especially in Endwalker. I understand like Endwalker finishes the storyline that starts in Realm Reborn, but it's like narratively the weakest of the stories, but they get better as they go along, which I suppose is the way you want it. But also I can understand that like if it I think it's fine. I think it's fine. But I suppose, obviously, I don't know what that people are comparing it to. So, but it just means I don't have to worry about it getting worse, which is what you want, really. As opposed to what I've been hearing recently about World of Warcraft, where people are like, yeah, the last storyline is not great. This mission, by the way, is thrilling. A few months ago, removed like 40 of those boring filler lore quests before Heaven's Sword. I did hear that they had streamlined some of this stuff, but I didn't know what the actual process of streamlining it was. But yeah, I had heard that they'd streamlined. Oh, they're hiding under the bridge. You can just see I can see their quest marker poking out through the geometry. Hey, Wedge. So cold. I want to go home. What's up? Ah, please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Jack, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell-bent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw. Thrice! And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Where's Wedge? No, where's Biggs? You're Wedge. Biggs, he isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. Hang on, I'm getting a call. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Track down Wedge. That's wonderful news. Now, what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that big fella went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gave Wedge, he was always taking care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but I've nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Y'shtola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. There, I hope. Was that Master Garland you spoke with? Yep. After 5 long years. Oh, thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Jack. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. Okay. As Philippa said, a lot of useless quests whose only purpose basically was to give lore for later DLCs. Oh, okay. So they didn't... So I guess it was just like stuff to do whilst they were waiting for Heaven's Sword to come out. I can't keep calling it Heaven's Sword. I know it's Heaven's Ward. Heavenswood. 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 I know the pronunciation, but for some reason my tongue doesn't want to do it. Heavensward. It is Heavensward. As in towards heaven. I'm guessing Heavensward is when you go up to the sky areas and do the sky fishing then, from the name alone. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? I have a cold and hungry Lalafal. Oh, you seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I will bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. Same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you've had a hard journey ahead of you. Oh, 'tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. Hate to see you go, but love to watch you leave. Two of them just stare at her as she walks away. Sky fishing is Heavensward. That makes sense. Given, like I said, given the name, I'm guessing lava fishing too. Yes, I saw the lava fishing skill as one of my upcoming skills. So, good to know that I've kind of reached the cap of where I am with the fishing. I suppose I could pick up another craft and start working on something else, but I'm fine now, thanks to you. But I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Jack, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something. Okay, let's ask around. A Rogadin gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but did not come by here. Let me think for a moment. I'll not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze. Just a name. It's a completely harmless cave, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to his tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. Let's check outside then. It is at the back. I'm sure Biggs is fine. Huh. Well, this place seems lovely. If it wasn't for the plasmoids floating around. And Revenants. No, lock onto the what? That one. I keep doing the long... Oh, well, I suppose it means that the follow-up spell comes out quicker. Oh, there we go. I'll figure out the red mage eventually. Or I won't. Alright, well, he wasn't here. I say you can't summon your Chocobo companion whilst you're running. Like, you feel like I feel like in games like where you can whistle for your horse, you can run and your horse will just like run alongside you and you can jump on back of it. Having to stop, I mean, it's only a second, but just having to stop just kind of takes the momentum out. Jack, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area. Well, that stands to reason. I suppose seeing as he was trying to lure the Guardians away from me, but where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? Hey, 51. We can't give up, Jack. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen. And hurry. Biggs' chance of survival grows slimmer by the moment. Maybe we should ask someone who's at the top, who might have, be on the lookout and have seen something. As opposed to just the lady at the bottom who just guessed. Yeah, call me crazy. Lads. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? It's not that he made... If he's not to be found within here or the vicinity of Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danifen Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. But I make no guarantees that your search will bear fruit. It is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. One more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago I near broke my leg when I slipped into a tumble. No. I refuse. I am the warrior of light. Gravity has no effect on me, providing I am outside of combat. You might not know this, but is the not being able to die from fall damage outside of combat something they added later? Because I could totally see it being something, given that the way that guy said that. Oh, hey, Ishtola. I could totally see it being something... Hey, Biggs. I'm going to rescue you in a second. I could totally see it being one of those things where you did used to be able to die outside of combat, and then they went, that's kind of annoying, and took it out. All 48. We're catching up. It's exciting. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Ah, Jack, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me. He's not alone. Kill them all. No. There we go. I shall. And then away! Up, and then down, and then left. And then up. And then there's a robot. Where did that robot come from? Oh, it's one of the jaunty robots. Hello. Oh, they've got two of the jaunty robots. Excellent. Wait, who died? Oh, Biggs died. Dang it. I was too distracted by the... A, remembering how to play as my character, and B, the jaunty robots. It was added later. It was added so long ago you don't remember dying from full damage. Oh, okay. I could just imagine it being one of those things where, like, people were just piling up corpses at the bottom of those towers, and they went, do you know what? Let's take this out, because people are impatient. Okay. Protect Biggs. Let me use some of this. No. Okay, so I need to keep an eye on Biggs, because he runs off over here and starts to fight with a robot on his own, apparently. Why are you attack the robot that's still attacking you? Oh, and I killed it. I was like, why aren't you still attacking the robot? It's like, oh, because it's dead. Let's focus on keeping Biggs alive. The other jaunty robot can wait. Oh, dang it, I got interrupted. Yep, no, Biggs is fighting the robot on his own again. That one. Get the short cast. And then... boom. The mark of Jack Dandy. I know it looks like a Z, but I assure you that's the mark of Jack Dandy. Thanks. Another moment and I would have... Oh. He has been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Oh, I love reunions. Neat. Alright. Well, that's 2 out of 6 people rescued. Now we just need to figure out how to save the other 4. Whee! Oh. One day, Augustus. One day you'll soar through the heavens like the majestic fowl that you are. Like your Stoller and Ida will carry Biggs to the tower. It's like, okay, I'll ride on my chocobo. And it's like, oh, I mean, you could carry him on your chocobo, I guess. It's like, no, you've offered. I cannot thank you enough, Jack. And the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are family, are we not? Well, yes. It's just I didn't think I'd ever see you again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you save Wedges too, Jack. I've lost count of how many I owe you. Biggs, Wedge, gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Oh, the Star Wars family are all together. Chief, it's you, it's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were alive, but to finally see you in the flesh. When Alphanal told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Guardians get there so fast? I mean, the Immortal Flame should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage of the Waking Sands, I noticed naught amiss in horizon. Nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this I conclude that the Guardians came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by potent teleportation magics. Magics of the kind used by the Asians. I mean, I use teleportation magics. It's not that unusual. You've given me envelopes that let me teleport. Well, I suppose you teleported me to Vesper Bay, but close enough. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry? What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons, or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald. Much to our dread, we knew if we were taken back there, we weren't likely to leave again. So risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control, which was conveniently placed in the prison, and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. Silently laughing. If I didn't know any better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel. That will have been Big's handiwork. Like as not, you always were the resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Oh. Jack, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answer can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. We did it. We got Biggs and Wedge back. Right. I think I'm going to call it a night there I normally go a bit longer, but I'm feeling a bit more tired today than normal. Oh, that's nice barding. What barding is that? Is that Dark Knight barding? That's kind of neat. Got a pointy chest. That's where the laser comes out. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to call it there for the night. Oh, hang on. Why am I eating? Stop eating. I wanted to do something sinister. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's a little less sinister laughter and a little more knee-slapping laughter than I was expecting. Hang on. Let me see if I can do something. Maybe a chuckle. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a bit more sinister laughing. Oh, I'm the hero of light. I didn't even mean to do this until I thought, oh, I could stand in the fire. Oh, it creates this cool shadow on me. Maybe this will be the thumbnail for next week. Yeah, it's good. We became a red mage. We defeated Garuda. I don't know why I can't remember her name. I have to think of the song Barracuda and then go Garuda. That's it. We defeated Garuda and we saved Biggs and Wedge. Lots of progress. So next time we figure out we have to do a load of fetch quests, probably, and run around talking to people to get into Castrum, whichever one they settled on. The Garlean prison, in order to rescue Minfilia and co. And then fight a robot, maybe. I'm looking forward to fighting the robot, honestly. But I'm upset that you don't get it as a mount somewhere, just anywhere. It looks cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, if you did. Thanks for your advice and just general Final Fantasy XIV knowledge, as always, Satratus. Much appreciated, as always. I've been Jack Dandy. You've been Just Dandy, as always. And I shall see you tomorrow, if you're there, for Zelda. Bye-bye. I can't tilt my head back that far, but